So I just looked up Robert Petito's amazing as usual video about query columns, and it's kind of bonkers exciting. So so I'm going to try it for the first time. I saw an example he gave about tasks assigned. So I'm in the users table. I have a tasks table, and we have an assigned user ID, an assigned user reference, and then complete, whether it's complete or not. And then there's a complete timestamp, some Giphy stuff, an if-else statement for the image final. I added a before and after, but I want to have like a task completion record as a separate table so that multiple people can complete the tasks and then perhaps get out the bounty. And so you could say like how many, I don't know, the bounty amount and how many bounties there are. So something like that. Anyway, now I have group ID for the connection to that, and then the author ID. So at least I want to be able to query in the users table completed tasks. So I'm going to create a new column to say tasks, or assigned, rather, I'll start with that. Or maybe assigned, I don't know, assigned completed or something. So this is fun. I feel like this is like, this is a game changer. Because Glide is, I think, fantastic. But a challenge was creating, like, well, you can see in his video of the different types of rows and columns. Yeah, you had to make for references. So anyway, the configuration, let's see. Create complex relations in your data with conditional filtering, sorting, limits. So the source, he does say that you should make a relation field first, but I'm going to just start with tasks. Okay, so now, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I'm already so excited. Whew! Alright, filter by the tasks. Oh my gosh, this changes everything. I feel so like privileged to be a part of, like, it's literally a beta feature that came out like last week or so, and I can just crank through. It feels like I'm in a race car of life, and I just got an updated car that is just like, oh yeah, by the way, your engine's now 25% more powerful. You're like, what? Okay, so filter by assigned is assigned. The user ID is assigned to. It's not empty. We'll say, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And I love how, like, if you don't know Glide, you just don't know how cool this is. But like, all of this process is now clumped into this one freaking column. If it is this row ID. So I'm in the user table. The query will be faster as a relation. Learn more. Right. Oh, yeah. Okay. But add new, I also want it to be assigned assigned, let's say, and incomplete. Assigned and incomplete. It's both assigned to the user ID and complete is not checked. Sort by sheet row, limit, whatever. So, wow. Right? Okay, right. So I only have one. To me, dev, I've both assigned this and it is incomplete. I love it when I have to sit here and think about how powerful this is. I'm not sure. Like, right, query columns, because you'd have to create. Oh yeah, and then you'd have to create find like a relation, find all the assignments, and then sort them or filter a group by incomplete. Okay, so now I want to go to the user page. So, what was it? Dev? Something. So that's me. And authored posts, hosted events, reservations. Let's make reservations a table. Right, and that would be like an upcoming reservation. Things that you're going to and are today or something. Posts mentioned in. Let's make that a little bit smaller. I love just adding features and then kind of smushing them together. Limit the amount of items. Okay, right. And then it's kind of, and I also love the idea of you could have a grid in a horizontal view, and that's with the cards, or you could have a list view, but then with pagination into, yeah, so you're just kind of combining UI. So again, the groups, I might want to say groups that you're a part of, just kind of smush it together, make that a table. We'll say member of. I love Robert's videos too, because I think, oh man, my app's getting kind of complex, and then I look at see what he's doing, and I'm like, whoa, no, this could go faster and farther. The tags are part of. Okay, so I want to create. Let's copy the events collection, and then call it the. I was coding custom stuff in JavaScript for like 10 years, and I kept trying to build a big enterprise app that combined everything, and I just couldn't do it. It was too freaking big. And then I needed like a graphical model editor, and I was getting close to that. And then I run into Glide. I'm like, oh, this just does it all. It's still fairly complex, but it utilizes your brain to structure things correctly rather than just having to create the different views and whatnot. I haven't felt like this regarding technology in like 10 years when I first discovered like CoffeeScript and Meteor. Okay, so we'll say assigned and incomplete tasks. So, what is the data source? This item. The data source is this item. User profile row. Oh, tasks. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we are. Assigned and incomplete. Right? Where did that go? Where'd you go? Assigned and incomplete. Host. Assigned and incomplete. So that's hosted events. Assigned and incomplete doesn't show anything. First we'll say assigned and incomplete. The source. Options. Let's see what we're doing. So filter data. That's probably not good. Oh my gosh. Wow. Assigned and incomplete. Hosted events. Right, because if you wanted to show a relation, then you would have to create lookup columns. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around how powerful this is. You wanted to create lookup columns for each field that you wanted to show. So, like the author ID, right? It's the query column that filters out certain data but then references the whole thing, right? So I could like replace the author ID and then the author relation and then the author name with the lookup and the image and then show them as a collection for that. Okay. Right? I don't know what's going on here, but I am excited. Right, the image is right because it's a referencing, so I don't have to do a lookup column. So this is just combining. This is going to make all of the code way simpler. Oh man, there's no better feature than when it doesn't so much. It's under the hood, so it doesn't like add anything on the front end, but on the back end, it just makes everything like 20% simpler. Okay, initial final. What? Oh, initial final. Detached bike from roof rack. Right, assigned it incomplete. So, I can click on that and then go to the task view page. Right, exactly. And I can mark that complete. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay. So let's go back to... So is this literally going to just be refactoring like pretty much every freaking reference I've made? Tasks, social, image. So that's... So the groups, right? The group IDs, and then the array, and then the references. So the groups that you're a part of. Group IDs. Right, because then I wasn't sure how to manage from the user profile. Like if you wanted to edit your friends list, you could have a reference to... Hey, Chipmunk. You could have a reference to... Hey, buddy. Oh, got sheepish. You could just have a list that's on the user profile page, but then it's referencing the users that you have marked as friends. But then to see... Oh,